antitrust regulators, the AI sector is a challenge. How do they ensure markets are competitive in a sector which is still nascent, developing rapidly, still not fully understood, and where there's no consensus on how it's to be more broadly regulated? But these considerations don't seem to be holding back the UK antitrust regulator, the CMA. The CMA is keen to have a big seat at the regulatory table. And in publishing a detailed update on its review of foundation models in AI in mid-April, it's one of the first antitrust regulators to set out in some detail its emerging thinking on competition issues in the AI space. So what are some of the key messages? The CMA recognises that the sector is developing rapidly, and indeed it comments that even during the time of its review since last autumn, the market has moved on. However, it has a number of concerns about how competition is developing, and it's flagged a number of areas of interest. So these include access to critical inputs for the development of foundation models, and that they might be held by a small number of firms. That firms may have an ability to be present in multiple levels of the AI stack, which could impact the choice in FM services and downstream deployment. The prevalence of partnerships and investments, and indeed it says it's tracked over 90 key significant partnerships in the space and actually has identified some of those in its report. And then lastly, it focuses on consumer protection and the importance of consumer protection in its approach to AI. For companies operating in the sector, we think there's 4 key takeaways. Firstly, to be mindful that the CMA is monitoring the sector very closely. So we're expecting to see intervention and a programme of work looking at various aspects of the AI stack. And with new digital regulatory and consumer enforcement powers that the CMA is taking on, they're going to have an expanded toolkit in which to intervene. Secondly, for deal makers in the sector, investments and partnerships will need a careful regulatory assessment. The CMA has signalled, for instance, that it's going to be stepping up the use of its merger control powers. Thirdly, the CMA has finalised 6 competition principles, which it believes all companies should apply when adopting commercial strategies in the sector. And lastly, with the CMA being the first out of the starting blocks, we can expect other antitrust agencies to advance their thinking, and thus the CMA's views potentially provide the heads up for the broader international direction of travel on these issues. But standing back, we're just in the foothills of antitrust intervention in this sector. The CMA has much work to do to get to grips with the sector, and a lack of understanding presents risks. So it would be important for AI firms to ensure that antitrust regulators, including the CMA, have a good understanding of the dynamics of the sector as they move forward. Watch this space.